Morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're here. Today's Red Mic message: losing is a crucible. What do I mean by that? Well, coaches use this phrase when they're trying to size somebody up. They'll say something along the lines of, show me how they handle it when it doesn't go their way. And I just like that. I mean, it's solid because that moment when the lights dim, the roll shrinks, the vote doesn't break your direction, that's where the truth really leaks out. There's a tale of two athletes. First, Andy Jackson, volleyball player. If you want to see something worth showing your daughters from the NCAA tournament, pull up a match against Texas A&M. Andy Jackson is one of the most dominant players in the country. Player of the Year finalist. If you have girls that play volleyball, you probably know her name. Well, in this match, she just didn't have it. The team was struggling. The coach made a call and he sat her, put her down, right? Why does that matter? Even the best players have off days. Even the best are going to get benched. That doesn't mean the coach hates you. It doesn't mean that your talent is over or it's evaporated or anything like that. It just means the coach is trying to do something else to get the team to the point where they can win. Now, what happened after that? She didn't sulk. She didn't disengage. She didn't perform disappointment for the cameras. She stayed locked in. She was smiling. She was cheering. She was fully invested. And I'm sure it hurt. Of course it did. She focused on what the team needed from her right then, and it was her solid leadership. And then they lost anyway. Handshake line, no excuses, no edge, no theatrics. She congratulated Texas A&M with grace and respect. That's not weakness. That's a complete and 100% command and control of herself, of her ego. Now, if you're here for a while, you know that Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. I know where she was. I think I've told this story. Same thing happened to me. I was in a weight limit league and I had missed weight the first week. And then when I finally made weight, I was the starting center. I was ready to go. I was in the warm-ups pregame. And then the first kickoff, I go to run out and the coach says, Patrick, no, you're on the bench. Joey started last week. He's still playing. Now, Joey had not taken a snap with the starting team all week. He had not taken a snap pregame. I'm like, okay. And so I just clapped and I cheered, and a couple of series after that, they send me into the game. My buddy John Browning will tell you about this. He goes by the name Cecil Valentine, I think, on Facebook. Anyway, I go running into the game and had the best game of my life because I was so incensed that I just went out there and was a crazy man. Now, before they sent me into the game, I did exactly what she did. I was clapping, I was cheering, I was hooping and hollering, I was being a team player because that's what you do. And again, moments like that when the role shrinks or the spotlight moves, and I'm patting myself on the back here and I know that completely, these are the moments that define team players. These are the moments that define leadership. And she did that. I mean, and we knew Andy Jackson was elite on the court. But that day, she showed that she is an elite teammate and a fantastic person. Okay. Now let's contrast that. I said, tale of two players. Here's the other side of the coin. Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia. He had reached the almost pinnacle of his dream. He was a Heisman finalist. He came in second place, seconds away, inches away from the glory. And when that moment didn't break his way, well, he showed his ass. A social media post lashing out at voters. He intentionally was being obnoxious. It was a reaction driven by frustration, but it was aimed outward. Now, to his credit, he apologized later, and apologies do matter. But athletes need to know and leaders need to know the first reaction is the one people remember. And we've all felt similar disappointment, the gut punch, the that wasn't fair surge that hits your chest. And you want to yell, you want to scream. I've talked about taking the higher road before. I get it. The difference isn't whether you feel it. The difference is where you aim it. And that lesson doesn't stay on the field. You see the same thing from grown adults. You may have seen it in a Truth Social post yesterday. people showing their ass when they really ought to take the higher road. And then instead of owning it, they fire off petty, passive aggressive comments and shots, sarcasm, snide comments, little digital jabs designed to feel clever instead of constructive. They're not trying to persuade, they're not trying to build, they are just trying to soothe a bruised ego. That is not conviction, that's petulance with better grammar. Now, back to sports. You don't measure leaders by highlight reels. You measure them by bench minutes, handshake lines, and post-loss behavior. Losing sucks. You should not like it. And losing always feels worse than winning does good. Thank you, Troy Aikman, for that quote. But pressure doesn't build character. It reveals character. The diamond was always there, or the lump of coal. So when you're benched, beaten, or outvoted, you are teaching everyone watching who you really are. And you have to remember this quote from Tom Landry, who said, when you want to win a game, you have to teach. But when you lose a game, you have to learn. Now, to recap, talent doesn't excuse behavior. Coaches make situational decisions, not personal judgments. How you respond when control is taken away really matters a lot. Public disappointment amplifies character flaws or character strength. Grace in losing is a leadership skill. Apologies are necessary, but composure is better because, again, they're going to remember the first thing you said or did. Petty shots don't signal principle. They signal insecurity. And the standard doesn't change just because the outcome did. And all of that is today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. More importantly, I hope you can put it into practice. If this resonated with you, if it hit you in a good way, like it, share it, follow along. And if it didn't, leave me a comment. Let me know, hey, Patrick, Red Mike, you're full of it. Here's why. I'll have that conversation with anybody, anytime, anywhere. But until that time, don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you tomorrow.